What's my line? You're going to listen to 10 people describing their jobs. On your answer sheet, there is a list. In the pause that follows each description, you can fill in the letter that matches each job in the appropriate box. There are more jobs than descriptions, so you can't use them all. Each job should be used only once. You will only hear the descriptions once, so listen very carefully. There will be an example to begin with, so you will see what you have to do. But first, take a look at the list of jobs. Do that now, please. Now, listen to the example. What's my line?
I have had many jobs, and all of them involve working closely with people, and that experience has proved useful in my present job. I have to work with passengers all the time, but still need to know about the technical aspects of safety equipment, first aid, and so on. I was really thrilled when I got my first job, which involved taking international charter holiday groups to Spain, Cyprus, and Greece.
What's his job? The speaker was talking about his job as an airline steward. You would therefore have filled in the letter A in the box. Now, continue in the same way with the 10 remaining speakers. What's my line? Number 1.
I have been on night duty in Winchester for the last 2 years. There are 5 female night sisters and me, the only male, who are on duty in pairs every night of the year. I am responsible for the trauma unit, which includes 5 wards plus casualty and intensive care, 160 beds in all. For a person with sleep problems, working night shifts is the dream job. Get dressed for work at 10 p.m., show up at the hospital at 11, and spend the next 8 hours quietly hustling from room to room to check vital signs and dole out medications.
What's his job? Number 2.
Much of my work involves servicing customers' cars. That can range from a simple 6,000-mile service, which involves checking basic components, changing oil and filter, and checking lubricants, to a 72,000-mile service. A major service involves checking all the systems on a car. The jobs I enjoy most are the ones that are hard to diagnose. For example, if a customer describes a fault such as a scraping noise from the rear on acceleration, I enjoy investigating it, finding the problem, then making the repair.
What's her job? Number 3.
My job suits me perfectly. I have been a sports fanatic ever since I left school. An intensive 2-week course for my present job covered basic anatomy, physiology, how muscles work and how to get the most out of them, etc. There is also in-house training. I instruct people in various sports, take classes in the indoor activities, and work out personal exercise programs for people. I enjoy meeting different people all the time and advising and coaching them.
What's his job? Number 4.
I have always wanted to work outdoors. I either drive around in the Land Rover or just walk, dealing with people, redirecting them if they stray onto land where they're not supposed to go, and helping them if they get lost or have any questions. A certain amount of my job is practical work, making sure that fences, stiles and public footpaths are in good repair and opening up new routes. There is also educational work to be done, leading school parties in activities and conservation work.
What's her job? Number 5.
My job can include everything from reception work to making snacks or even fixing a broken toilet. I work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. When I arrive at work, the first thing I do is a security check to make sure that fire exits are clear and shut properly. I bring down any breakfast cards on bedroom door handles and any trays left in the corridors. In the reception area, there are other jobs to be seen to, such as programming the computer with all the alarm calls guests have requested. I also have to tidy reception and put notices on the board for the next day's conferences.
What's his job? Number 6.
My work varies a lot, and I like that. Some days I do 4-hour shifts, other days a full day of 9 hours. On average, we deal with a person every 2 or 3 minutes, so we see several hundred in a day. As the customer comes along, we lift each item off the conveyor belt, turn the barcode towards the scanner, and scan it through. With weighted items such as fruit and vegetables, we place the goods at the side of the till and key in the item's code. The work is generally straightforward, a bit repetitive, but some people just love it.
What's her job? Number 7.
After discussing with the client about what type of job he wants doing, perhaps a brochure or a logo, I work on my initial ideas. I prepare a layout using coloured pencils and markers, image rub-downs and colour photocopies to give the client an idea of how it will look when it's printed. With the more highly finished layout requirements, the Mac computer has come into its own. There are so many things you can do on a computer which you might not have thought of if you were doing the job by hand.
What's his job? Number 8.
I've been in the emergency services for 8 years. At the moment, I'm supervising trainees. They've come through the training course and have to spend 6 weeks responding to 999 calls. I'm finding it very interesting, but it's a bit hard to sit back and not do anything in an emergency situation. However, the patient must always come first, so I'm there to step in if the trainees forget this.
What's her job? Number 9.
In my job, you have to like people and be good at teaching in a one-to-one situation. You need a good deal of patience and the ability to inspire confidence in your students. The first time you meet a new client is important. I usually take them to a quiet area, explain how the controls work, then slowly direct them into traffic. All cars are fitted with double controls, so if a student does get into difficulty, I know I can always take over.
What's his job? Number 10.
I left school to work with a small firm. They did just about every type of work it's possible to do in customers' homes, installing central heating systems, fixing kitchen and bathrooms, etc. They also worked on building sites, which involved installing the pipework on the site and for each individual house. I'm still with the firm today, and we've expanded a lot. Sometimes I'm called out to an emergency. I remember the time when a man was decorating a room at 3 o'clock in the morning and pulled the radiator off the wall so there was water everywhere. I had to go out and repair it.
What's her job? This is the end of the first part of the listening test.